Dribbling. I'm teacher Oakley. For the next hour, we are going to be practicing answering preference questions. Uh, Preference questions are an integral part of most of the standardized speaking tests I have ever seen. They're definitely there in TOEFL, in IELTS, CAE, FCE, etc., etc. This is kind of a standard type of question in one of these tests. Preference questions are basically an opinion question. Okay, you're asked what your preference is, maybe over a wide variety of things or between two things, whatever. In order to give a good answer in English, you need to state your preference clearly, maybe paraphrasing the question a little, and then give your reasons. It's always good to give at least a couple different reasons for stating an opinion. It's, nobody in English, you're just not allowed to just state your opinion. I think this should happen. People are going to ask you why. So, okay, preference questions need to be somewhat organized, and you need to follow through with supporting reasons. Good idea to introduce those supporting reasons with discourse markers or transitionals, things like, okay, from my point of view, the first reason is first of all, because things like that. Secondly, additionally, as well, also. Use these to organize your speech and keep it. These are signal words and signal phrases that help the listener understand, okay, here comes another point. Okay, here comes an example. Okay, here comes a contrasting point. These are very important to cultivate the habit, really, of using these kinds of structures when you speak, because you should, because it's good English, and because it really helps you to be a good speaker. It helps your listener. Okay, in any case, the class, I'll be asking totally different types, very simple, much more elaborate preference questions to students in the class, and then I'll give you some feedback regarding everything, your organization regarding a preference question, as well as any other small mistakes you may make in pronunciation, grammar, or even vocabulary. All right, let me welcome students to the class, and we'll get started. Hello, Michael. Long time no see.
Hello, hello.
Hi, how have you been?
I'm doing well, thanks. And you?
Okay. Okay. All right, nice to see you again. Also, let me welcome Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I suppose I'm okay. All things considered.
Okay, that is no 100%. Okay.
Well, not fabulous, fantastic. I just won $1 million.
I suppose to say, okay. Okay.
All right, and also let me welcome Abood. Is that correct?
Yes, hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, this is not my real name. My real name is Abdul Ilah.
Okay, what would you like me to call you? How should I address you?
Abood is fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, Abood. Where are you from?
From Saudi Arabia. I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Great. Welcome to the class. Glad you could join us.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Preference questions, okay, can range from the very simple. We'll start off fairly simple and be much more abstract. Okay, Michael, I'm going to start with you. Okay, preference question. Let's start with talking about physical things. So, Michael, what's your favorite all-time meal? What kind of food do you like? If you had to, well, what kind of food do you enjoy?
Well, I think I can eat any kind of food, but so I can say that I am omnivore, and it is the word omnivore.
Oh, I am an omnivore. Yeah.
Omnivore, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
if I have to choose only one, I would choose fruit, any kind of fruits. First of all, because it's a very healthy food, and maybe the second reason could be because it tastes good, and it's a it's a kind of food that you can find anywhere in any place around the world. Any different fruits, but more or less you can find fruits any place.
Okay. Simple, direct, a couple supporting reasons. First of all, maybe the second reason is very good. It's very straightforward, very basic physical question. Great. For those, in case you don't know, the word omnivore Michael used refers to the fact that he's expressing the idea he eats both plants and animals. Okay, your meat eater is a carnivore, like a lion is a carnivore. All right. A deer or an antelope is an herbivore. It eats plants. So an omnivore is like a human being, or well, some human beings. A bear is an omnivore. It eats berries and roots, and it eats salmon, and it eats bunny rabbits, whatever. Okay. Very good, Michael. Michael, you should come here to the Philippines, where I live. You wouldn't believe the variety of fruit, things you've never
Yes,
heard of or seen before in your life. Trust me, it's
yeah,
unbelievable.
it's one of my plans.
Yeah, well, come on over. If you enjoy fruit, I've never seen so many different kinds of fruit as they have here. It's really astounding. Okay. Anyway, great job. Good. Thank you. Good example for others. That, of course, that was very basic. We'll start basic and get a little more abstract. So, Rebecca.
Yes.
Okay. Similar question. Um, what's your favorite kind of candy?
So it's favorite kind of
Candy, chocolate
candy.
bars,
Candy.
Twizzlers,
Well,
gumballs,
yeah, no,
strawberry.
well, candy. You know
Yeah.
what?
What?
I'm not very keen on sweet things, you know?
Okay.
Actually, I don't eat it at all. But no, just now. You can think because I'm on a diet. It's not because of that. It's actually from when I was a little child, I didn't eat sweets, you know,
Mm-hmm.
neither. So, well, if I had to change one, I would say maybe just dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. You know, it's not sweet
Mm-hmm.
without sugar, of course, without sugar because I don't like sugar. So a good bar of chocolate, dark chocolate, 100% if possible. But it's quite difficult to find it.
Yeah.
90%. 90%, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting. All right. Preference question, and you don't really have a preference. Okay. Very good. By the way, if this happens to you on an IELTS test or a TOEFL test, uh, okay, Rebecca actually, uh, your response was an excellent example of how to handle that. And first of all, if it was really in a test, the easiest thing to do is just choose one, even if it's a lie. But if you're absolutely, you can't lie, fine. Um, okay, just state, I am not keen on sweet things. And then she went on to explain why she's not keen on sweet things, which, by the way, I like your phrasing. That's very good. keen on sweet things. Okay. All right. She explained why. When she was a child, she never ate sweet things, so she never got in the habit of eating sweet things. Okay, and then she actually went into a contrast. But if I had to choose one thing, and then she explains what she would choose and why. Again, why? Why? Okay, she doesn't like sweets, and she tells why. If she had to choose, she'd choose this one, and why. All right, very good. Nice job at least using some kind of connective to show a contrast. You use a simple connecting conjunction, but if I had to, and then the phrase if I had to. Okay, that was very good as well.
Thank you.
Well organized. I really had no problem with that at all. Good job. All right, you guys are too good. I have nothing to correct. Let me welcome Ken to the class. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. We're practicing preference questions today. I'll get to you in just a minute. First, I'm going to talk to Abood for a second. Abood,
Hi.
do you read or study best in silence, or do you prefer to have some background noise when you read?
No, in silence. I prefer silence. Yeah, because it's very distracting to me if there is background voices, especially when somebody talk. I can't read any word.
Really? Okay. All right.
Sometimes I study in coffee shop if the exam not that much hard, but definitely silence better for me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for adding an example there at the end. All right. If somebody talks, be careful about verb conjugation. Somebody is one person singular.
Yeah,
one person talks. People talk. Right. So be careful of that. Little awkward if the exam is not that much hard. That's a little awkward and unusual. Maybe if the exam is not too difficult or not so difficult. Not that hard, it would be okay. If something's not that hard, that would be okay. It's a little odd, a little awkward to have not that much hard. Much here is a little, sounds strange, frankly. It's not a good collocation. Okay. If perchance just for normal casual conversation, it is actually normal to say I prefer whatever because blah 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 and launch into your reasons in your first sentence. Honestly, that's perfectly okay for a casual conversation. For something more formal, however, like a standardized speaking test or job interview or what have you, something of that nature, business meeting, it would be much better to organize your speech by giving a very clear, distinct, and separate introductory sentence, even if it's very simple. I very much prefer silence when I need to concentrate, period. Then start introducing your reasons. A little more formal, but it definitely sounds a lot better for those more formal situations. Okay, and what I did like, it was a little short. You gave me one reason, but then at least you tried to add an example. Okay, if you're studying for an exam, you might study in a coffee shop. Okay, great. Always a good way, an excellent way, the best way of doing description, really, in English, is to give examples that people can imagine in their heads. I don't know why, but when people are learning English, they rarely do that. But really, this is the best way. When you're talking about your preference and explaining your reasons why, also equally, if you've got to describe your reason for in some way, yeah, give an example. Absolutely. So thank you. Good job. All right, Abud. Okay. Ken, let me talk to you. We're going to start with some fairly straightforward preference questions. So kind of, let's think, a physical kind of thing. Ken, if you were going to, a little bit hypothetical here, if you were going to engage in an extreme sport, like hang gliding, skydiving, bungee jumping, something like that, which extreme sport would you choose and why?
If the scuba diving is extreme sport, I want to do that. Yeah, because I want to expand the beautiful coral reef or tropical fish. So it is one of my bucket list. I used to do snorkeling, but I've never done scuba diving. So I want to do that. I think it's an extreme sport because it needs tank.
Yeah.
Or yeah, if it could be dangerous sometimes. So.
Exactly. It's an extreme. It's an extreme sport because you can die doing it.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would include that. Okay, your connection's a little odd today, Ken, but I'm not sure what you said. I would like to expand or explore.
Explore. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know that's what you meant, but okay. Nice turn of phrase. It's one thing. It's one thing. Again, I'm not sure because I'm not sure if I'm hearing you. One thing on my bucket list.
On my bucket list, not in.
Yeah, not in. Not in a list. Oh, I've got to do this and this and this. This is in my. You would say this is on my list to do today. Not in my list. On my list. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Very clearly stated it and gave me a couple of reasons. Great.
Thank you.
All right. Message. I missed. Somebody tried to enter the class. Come on back. With a Hangout, sometimes you have to try again, and then the connection is better. So you can give it another try if you'd like. It might work better this time. It happens sometimes. Students, sometimes myself, I lose connection for 2 minutes. So give it another try for whoever you are. Okay. All right. Let's try some more abstract preference questions. Okay, that may take some more abstract reasoning to make your points. Michael, back to you. All right. Your question, this is kind of a, I don't know, classic personality question. This is the kind of question that maybe somebody might ask on a first date to try to understand the personality of the person. Okay, so, or at least in American culture. Michael, are you a cat person or a dog person?
Sorry, I don't know the meaning of a cat person.
Cat person or a dog person?
A cat or dog?
Yes. And it's phrased like this. It's a very standard kind of question. Are you a cat person or a dog person? And the meaning is to try to discern your personality. Which one would you have as a pet, a cat or a dog, if you had to choose one? And why is the important part of the question.
It's not easy for me to define my own person in one of these two possibilities, but that I have, if I have to choose only one, I would say that I'm more a cat person than a dog person. Maybe the main reason to decide in this way is because I like the still of life of cats, because they are quite peaceful animals. They are very quiet. I love the type of the movements that cats used to do. They move in a very slowly way, but when they have to move in a fast way, they can do it too. And I think that it's easier to live with cats than with dogs. So I would like to be a person like a cat. So don't create any problem to the person that are in living with me. So it's a new question for me, because I think that it's not a common question in my culture. But if I have to choose only one, I prefer cats than dogs. Yeah.
Okay. I prefer cats to dogs. I prefer chocolate to vanilla. I like that. All right. I prefer wine to beer. Okay. Just standard way of saying that. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know. My browser, the Hangout, is doing weird things for me. So apparently I can't use the chat. I can't see you guys anymore. I'm in this little black box with only my picture. I have no idea what's going on. Just so you know, so I can't really make notes. But all right, you okay? After explaining a little bit, then you tried to give me a conditional, which is very common when you have to give a preference to express the idea that, all right, I don't really want to choose one. I don't like either, or I can't choose between the two. So it's very common to use a conditional sentence to illustrate that fact. In fact, I think Rebecca did exactly that earlier. But Rebecca did it correct. But if I had to choose, now, Michael, you said if I have to choose, I would pick. It should be past tense, so it should be if I had to choose.
If I had to choose, thanks.
Because it's the second conditional. It's an imaginary or unreal condition. You don't really have to choose. I don't have a gun or anything. I'm not going to come after you if you don't pick one. You don't have to. Okay, so it would be better to use past tense. In real life, if I'm going, look, I have a chocolate ice cream and I have a vanilla ice cream. Which one do you want? Then you can say, if I have to choose, I will take the vanilla one. Okay, you see, because you really do have to choose in that case. It's a real condition. Okay, a little pronunciation of peaceful. A little bit was off.
Peaceful.
Yeah, there you go. Much better. Vocabulary suggestion, which you described by giving examples, and very well, but just a word suggestion, vocabulary. Cats are very graceful, is what you were kind of describing. They can move slowly. They move perfectly, elegantly, and smoothly, whether they're moving fast or slow. So they're very graceful.
Graceful, okay.
Sure, and I would agree with that. Little awkward. I don't remember how you said it. The movements that cats used to do. I think you mean like the movements that cats usually do or normally do. the kind of movements that cats usually make, something like that. And then you talked about slow and fast and all that. Yeah, not it's usual that are normal, present tense, normal. Is that what you meant, or am I misinterpreting?
No. I was speaking about this. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you got to be careful. You don't want to use used to. Used to
Yeah.
is simple past.
Yes.
It's always simple past, and it means something that happened, either a habit or a repeated action that doesn't happen anymore, or something that used to be true and is not true anymore. So that's, really the opposite meaning. Cats always have walked this way and probably always will. Right.
I think that I wanted to say they usually move.
Okay.
Maybe,
yeah, that would
maybe.
be. Yeah. Right. That's what I suspected. That's what made sense with your verb tenses and your content. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think people ask that question. It's a cultural kind of question. I've heard people, when they first get to know each other, it's kind of cheesy, really, but when they first start to get to know each other, especially if there's a male and a female involved, you're trying to understand their personality. It's kind of common in American culture, like at a party or first date or something like that. I don't know. I guess it's to show the personality difference between cats are so introverted and dogs are so extroverted and social. And also cats are low maintenance. There's another word for you. And dogs are very high maintenance.
Yeah.
You mentioned that. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Again, if I can't see anything, I'm in a cave right now. If anybody else has come in the class, which I haven't heard any, but please let me know if you're here, because this is really weird. I'm going to have to basically shut down the computer after the class, but that's all right as long as you guys can hear and see me. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm going to go to Rebecca right now. Rebecca, okay, a little bit more abstract question for you. Preference, do you prefer to exercise your mind or exercise your body?
Well, I prefer exercise my body, and that, makes me feel if I was doing exercise in my mind, So doing exercise, working out, going cycling, swimming, things actually I do every day, or I try, make me feel good with my mind, So I couldn't just exercise my mind without doing any kind of exercise. That would be not enough for me. I felt like something is left in my life. Exercise is very important for me, for my routine. Is my habit. So
Okay.
well, that is my answer. Oof.
All right.
Come on. Such a question. Come on.
I got confused near the end there. I couldn't really understand what you're. I don't really know what you said. You said I prefer. I don't know. It got a little muddled there at the end.
Well, I don't know.
Pick it out. All right. I prefer. If you're going to talk about. If you're going to talk about a noun, I prefer cats. Okay, great. If you're going to talk about a verb like you did, definitely I prefer to exercise my body rather
Okay,
than my mind.
infinitive. I prefer to exercise my body rather than instead of to exercise my mind.
Yeah,
Would be
that's it.
better.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Exactly. You know, you could use a gerund. I prefer exercising. Well, exercising my mind rather than exercising my body. Okay, I think what you're trying to say is that you really, what you prefer, and maybe I misunderstood, got a little muddled, is that you really prefer both. But by exercising your body, you feel like you're exercising your mind as well. Is that
Yes, that
basically
is the yes. You know that whilst I'm doing some exercise, my mind is working. You know, my
Oh,
mind is
yeah.
thinking about my things, my job, sorting out my thoughts. You know, my ideas for the day, for well, something. You know.
Okay. There. That phrase made it all clear. While I'm exercising, my mind is working. Okay, that
Okay,
was the
much
short,
better.
even half a sentence, which I needed to hear, which makes it all clear. All right, that's it.
Okay.
Exactly. All right. Okay. Good job. All right. Yeah, we're trying to step it up a little here. Okay, Abud. All right. Okay. Which do you prefer? City life, the hustle and bustle, or the quiet of living in the countryside, living of country life?
Definitely, I prefer to live in countryside rather than cities because
Okay.
I'm currently live in city, in big city in Riyadh, and I hate it. I extremely hate it. Yeah,
Really?
because I spend a lot of time in traffic jam. Uh, I can't walk in all the city because there is lots of carbon from cars. You know, in my city, there's no public translation system.
Okay.
So we need
Transportation.
to
Yeah.
transportation. So
Okay.
we need to use cars. So there's lots of cars, and you can't walk there because there's a bad smell.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really?
So I I'd like to live in countryside rather than cities, and I usually go to countryside every weekend as much as I can. If there is a city, I like to go there. I like to go to it.
Mm-hmm.
Approximately 200 kilometer from Riyadh. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Good answer. 2 or 3 reasons. Even a little bit of a wrap up or conclusion. Good job. In which you did it correctly. You just basically rephrase your opening or introductory sentence. Good. Good job. Okay. Be a little bit careful. I think you might want to, I don't know, review or something your use of articles. In city, it should have been in a city when talking in general, or maybe plural, in cities. But one way or the other, if you're talking about general something countable, cities, 3 cities, it's countable. If you're speaking in general, you can say, oh, I really don't prefer life in a city, or you can say, I don't prefer life in cities. Use the plural, countable, or you can use a city. And we commonly use the countryside. I live in the countryside. We don't say I live countryside. This is just one of the many exceptions and weird things about using the definite article. Yeah, this is just another one of the weird exceptions. We usually say in the countryside. I live in the countryside. I like the countryside. I want to visit the countryside. We always use the, just so you know. That's no real rule. Okay, there's lots of carbon. Okay, lots of pollution, lots of carbon emissions. We rarely say just carbon to talk about. I know what you mean. Obviously, you're talking about exhaust from cars, air pollution, carbon emissions. I understand what you're saying, but carbon emissions maybe, but we wouldn't just say carbon. My body is lots of carbon, Abud. That's a matter of fact. Wait a minute, you don't like carbon? My entire body is made of carbon. All right. Okay. I'm a carbon-based life form, I'll have you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. You know, that's interesting. It makes sense. I totally understand, but I never really thought about Riyadh as being a place that was kind of polluted and would smell bad. I don't know why, because of pollution. I never thought about that. Well, why do they not have, I'm sorry, everyone, I'm getting a little off track, but why does Riyadh, it's a pretty big city, how come they have no public transportation?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Now they work on it, and now in Riyadh we have the biggest train project in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there is no pace for this transportation. So they built everything in new, and they destroy some building, and they do a lot of things. They will make it in 5 years, and now they finish 2.5. So just we have 2.5 years remaining to have trains and buses, and yeah.
All right. You can use the present continuous tense to talk about the broader sense of now. Okay, it's a 5-year window. You're right in the middle, 2.5. So they are working on it, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, would be a better way to phrase it. All right. When they're destroying things, but they're doing it, on purpose to build other things. We call that demolition or demolishing. To demolish is the verb. So they're doing a lot of demolition, demolishing some, I would suppose, areas to build tunnels or to build the pathway for the tracks. And yeah, okay, yeah, right. Okay, well that's interesting and informative. Thank you. Okay, great. Good job too, by the way. Okay, Ken. Ken, are you there? Yeah,
yes,
right.
I'm fine.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking, should I ask you this question or is it a dumb question?
Is my voice better now?
Yeah, it is a little bit better,
Okay.
actually. It was a little echoey before. Thank you, whatever you did. Thanks. Okay. Not do you, but do you prefer other people? Do you prefer if other people shoot straight, come directly to the point, are very direct with you, or would you prefer that they carefully temper their words and they're diplomatic?
It's a matter of balance.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
And it's a matter as well. Yeah, maybe sometimes too direct thing sometimes hurts the feeling or relationship. But if it is too diplomatic, maybe I would be doubtful. So it's a matter of balance. It's a difficult. So sometimes famous kind of current fashion slang here is to read the atmosphere. That means that's a Japanese slang, so it doesn't make sense in English probably. But, to read the atmosphere mean to read the kind of the person's or group's feeling or the
to
for example,
lead.
yeah.
Okay.
To read, so read out. Read, not read.
Read. Okay. Yeah. To read the atmosphere. Oh, I get it. Okay, yes, that translates actually.
Yeah.
No, that translates. You read someone, you read how they feel about things, their emotions or their mindset, I guess. No, it does translate to English, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, maybe people, how can I say, in such way communication goes on. If it is the one-way communication, maybe I don't care anybody's feeling. I just say what I want to say, but sometimes it's hurtful actually or painful. So, but if I'm thinking too much about such kind of thing, maybe it's not so good as well because I cannot say the truth or maybe or
Mm.
yeah, that I feel about this question.
Okay. All right. You said if somebody's being too diplomatic and careful, that you might feel doubtful. Just do you mean doubtful or do you mean suspicious?
Yeah, suspicious because diplomacy is somewhat negative connotation. Yeah, so if it is too diplomatic, maybe caring the feeling is okay, but if it is too manipulative or diplomatic, it's maybe I might doubt. Yeah.
Yeah,
About it.
I understand what you're saying. Sure. Right. Absolutely. I also am suspicious when people are being too flattering, diplomatic, complimenting you, and oh, it's going to be wonderful. Everything is pie in the sky. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Right. Okay. Very good. All right. Interesting. Michael. All right. We're getting more and more abstract here, kind of, or it's abstract explanations are necessary. Michael, when you need to confront someone, I don't know, business deal gone bad, some customer service problem, something breaks, which shouldn't. When you need to confront someone, would you rather communicate it in person, on the phone, by email, by letter, indirectly through a third person? What do you think?
Sorry, confront is let's say a complaint or
Possibly to complain, possibly because somebody lied about you. I don't know. Confront could mean a lot of things. Confront could mean that you got ripped off on a business deal, or somebody sold you a bicycle that was not what they told you it was, or somebody lied about you, spread a rumor about you, and you want to confront them about spreading rumors. I don't know. Really, it could be pick one, or talk in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that is very different. Depends on the kind of problem that you have.
Okay.
So if I have a big problem with somebody, I definitely prefer to have a meeting and to be with him, to speak in front of him, and use oral speaking, because it's the best way to explain things and to don't misunderstood the meaning of the ideas that you have, that you want to express. Sometimes using rights, or especially using emails, the appear some communication problems, because it's quite difficult to express the ideas in a right way. Sometimes you try to explain something, but the person who is reading the email of the text can understand in a different way. So if I have to choose only one, if I had to choose only one, I would choose, I would try to to meet this person and speak together.
Okay. Face to face. How's that?
Face to
Speak
face.
face to
Face to
face.
face.
There's a useful phrase for you. All right. Good job. Thank you for actually trying out a couple of your mistakes that you made earlier. Getting it right. Beautiful. That's what. That's kind of the whole point of the class. All right. You make a mistake, you know, try to practice the same thing over again. Make sure you got it right. Excellent. Thank you, Michael. Okay, face to face. All right, to don't misunderstand. Okay, this is an infinitive. You're trying to make a negative infinitive. To not misunderstand. That's how you do it.
Yes,
to not
to
swim.
not.
Okay. Right. So this is just an infinitive. To misunderstand, to not misunderstand. You just stick not in between the to and the verb. And that's perfectly okay to do that. All right. Okay, and I couldn't agree more with you. I totally, absolutely agree. That's a difficult question because it absolutely depends on the severity of the confrontation that you need to have. Some small customer service thing, I'll give you a phone call. Big deal. But I agree with you. Something important, I'm with you there. I prefer face-to-face as well. Okay. Rebecca. All right, another kind of abstract idea. Rebecca, how far in advance do you prefer to plan? Again, it's kind of vague, and maybe it depends what you're planning. I don't know, a trip, a business deal, moving your holidays.
Well, I prefer always, to plan my journeys in advance. At least, at least 5 or 6 months. If I know I'm going to visit some places, cities or countries, I book my ticket in advance. I don't wait until the last minute. No, but the last moment, as some friends of mine, and always say to them, "Come on, you are waiting until the last moment, and then the tickets are going to be more expensive." It's just not because of the price, It's because I want to know everything is under control, So I have booked the ticket, I have booked the hotel, everything is done. So I just need to wait and be quiet, I don't need to do anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So for peace of mind, you could say.
Yes. Yeah.
You know
For
this
peace of
phrase.
mind.
For peace of
Mm-hmm.
mind.
I
All
would
right.
say that. Yeah.
All right. All right. Excuse me. Okay. All right. You were missing it, and then you said it later. I was going to suggest it. I like to plan 5 or 6 months, and then you stopped. I was going to say you need to say in advance, but then you gave an example. You said, for example, I buy the travel tickets in advance. All right. So obviously you do know that phrase. By the way, you used the last minute and then you changed to the last moment. Actually, either one are very normal colloquial expressions. At the last moment, at the last, in the last minute. Doesn't matter. We tend to, probably not important. Either one can be used interchangeable, but last minute is used as an adjective. One slight difference between the two. I have to do some last minute shopping, last minute Christmas shopping. for example.
Ah, okay, okay. That collocation in Spain is not necessary. Okay, yes, maybe for that I said that. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's very normal. And for me, every year, every Christmas, last minute Christmas shopping, absolutely.
Ah, okay, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm guilty.
Last minute shopping. Last
Yeah,
minute
yeah,
some job. Okay.
yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's right.
Okay.
My parents are coming. Oh, I got to do a little last minute cleaning. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, yeah. You get it. Thank you.
All right. All right. I forgot what you said, but I don't know. Maybe I misheard. It's not just about the price. I don't know what
Because I said some of my friends wait until it was when I said the last minute, So it's
Mhm.
just not because of the price. It's
Right.
because, I need to know
Okay.
everything is under control.
It's just not the price. That has a different meaning, actually. Okay.
Okay.
It's just not the price. That's actually introducing a contrasting point. That's the problem. The position of just. It's not just about. If you're going to use not, which actually not is an adverb, if you're going to use the negative not and another adverb that shows frequency or duration, then it comes after not. It's not just. It's not just me. It's not. It's not since something. It's not. It's not as soon as you arrive. Okay, whatever it is.
Yeah, okay, say.
It's not if.
So I
Okay.
need to say it's not just. I
Yeah.
need to put up a no before the just. It's not just about me. It's not just because I want to move. It's no. Okay. I
That's
said it's
it.
just no. Ah, the meaning change. Okay, thank you because I
Yeah.
always use the other construction. Yeah.
Right. Okay. You're welcome.
Okay. It's not just. Okay. Thank you. Good.
You're very welcome. Abood,
Yep.
turn still here? Okay, great. Abood, I like this. I'm
Yes.
getting to know you a little bit. Do you enjoy a good debate? Kind of an argument, but not really with emotions, A good discussing opinions. Do you enjoy a good debate, or do you prefer keeping the peace, not raising your
No, no, no.
voice?
Actually, I love debate, and
Aha.
I see myself. I'm good in it, and I like it. Yeah, sometimes we create it with somebody that just we debate without any goal, just debating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Abood,
so I I prefer it
all right.
rather than just story or because I
Hmm.
feel story is a little bit boring.
Okay.
Yeah, get me bored.
Fine. Okay. Abood, you're a man after my own heart. Do you know that expression?
No.
Okay. I wish I could write it down, but I'm stuck in this bottomless pit of the Google Hangout.
Yeah,
I can't.
you're a man after my heart.
A man after my heart. Yeah, that's it.
It's mean
Yeah.
you like me.
Yeah. We're alike.
Similar
it.
to yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Me too. I love a good debate. I have a couple of my best friends. That's what we do. We get together and we have these crazy arguments. Politics and religion and social
Oh
injustice
yeah.
and whatever. Yeah. Okay. One English note here. You're good at it. This is a very common mistake, and frankly, native speakers make this mistake. I'm good in soccer, and I've heard native speakers say that. It should be I'm good at soccer. I'm good at debate. I'm good at whatever. Okay.
Okay.
Don't feel bad. As I said, it's fairly common, even native speaker error. Okay. Interesting. All right. I will definitely keep that in mind in future classes, Abood. So I can take a contrasting opinion. I will remember that. Okay. You may regret telling me that. All right. Okay. Terrific. Okay, I'm gonna go to Ken here. Got a few minutes left, but Ken. Okay. Okay. All right, Ken. When you make a decision, again, very abstract.
Mhm.
When you make a decision, do you prefer to make a clean, concise
Mhm.
decision? Are you very decisive, or do you prefer to deliberate for a period of time, weigh the pros and cons,
Mhm.
and make your decision after a day or two? Which do you prefer?
I prefer thinking about it, yeah, 2 or 3 days, or
Uh-huh.
especially to make an important decision. I need to research, or I need to think about it carefully. So yeah.
Okay. One way to say that colloquially. Do you know a colloquial expression for that? Idiomatic. Idiom. It's an idiom.
I don't know. Decisive or non
No. To wait like 24 hours. There's a way we say that in English.
Ah,
Um, I
I
I,
know. Mm-hmm.
I prefer to sleep on it.
Sleep on it. I see. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me sleep on it.
Mm-hmm.
That generally means even if I don't give you a time frame, I might say I will tell you by the end of work tomorrow. Let me sleep on it. I might tell you a specific time, or I might just say, well, let me sleep on it, which means I'll tell you tomorrow. Give me a 24 hours roughly.
I see.
Okay. Okay. Well, me too. Do you? Okay. Do you? Kind of a preference question. Once you make your decision, is that it? Do you prefer to make your decision once you've made your decision? That's it. It's final, or do you prefer to keep your options open?
I prefer options are open. Yeah.
All right.
Because sometimes situation changes, and you know, stick to it, the original plan sometimes doesn't make sense if that happens.
So true. Yeah. Okay. All right. I thought that was a tricky question. I guess it wasn't. All right. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. One more question. Oh, we have just a couple minutes. Actually, here's a preference question. I don't really want a lengthy answer. Just a quick survey of everyone in the class. What type of class do you prefer? To help myself here. Speaking classes, kind of like today with a topic, grammar classes, vocabulary classes, games, and role play. What's your favorite kind of class, Michael? Help me plan my
Okay.
classes. Do my work for me. Come on.
I had to choose only one. I would choose speaking classes because the other kind of classes is something that I can do myself.
Okay.
Trying to do some grammar exercises or trying to listen, but it's not very easy for me to speak with native speakers like in your classes. So
Great.
this is the best for me. Yeah.
Okay, great. Good use of the second conditional, by the way. You got it now. Good job. Rebecca, what kind of classes do you prefer?
Well, I prefer absolutely conversation and speaking, as we just did now. It's useful for me, and I need it more.
All right. Gotcha. Abood?
I prefer that lesson allowed student to discuss with each other, and the teacher just as a supervision
Uh-huh.
and just correct some errors or put some ideas that will make a discussion continue.
Okay.
This is what I like, and definitely with Teacher Oakley.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Interacting with other students. All right. This is something I need to work on. I like that. Thank you very much, Ken. Last but not
Yeah,
least.
I like this type of class, speaking and make a correction. In
Mhm.
such way, we can learn grammar. We can speak and we can learn grammar or proper usage of English.
Mhm.
And most dislike class is role play for me, actually.
Role play.
I was nervous while I'm role play.
Okay, thank you for that additional information. I get nervous when I conduct a role play class, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Very informative class for me. Whatever. I enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. I'm going to have to shut down, so maybe a minute or two. Oh, look, everything came back on again. Just now at the end of class. Great.
Thank you very
Great.
much.
All right. Anyway.